Now I am laying out dynel on this boat. It's essentially a woven fabric. It has a high abrasion resistance, and since this boat is going to be used on the coast of Maine here, where it's very rocky and uneven, not very many sandy beaches to bring a boat up onto, we are going for this treatment for the bottom of this boat. Dynel is an optional process if you want to take this step. I am bringing it over the bottom and the shine plank, the side plank. And so doing this before putting the shear on, just to not have to worry about that shear plank getting in the way, the lap of that shear plank that'll kind of come up to this edge here. If you are not planning on doing dynel, it is an expense. It's a lot. It requires a lot of epoxy. This material isn't exactly cheap. You do want to make sure you do the fiberglass tape, a 2-inch fiberglass tape on the outside of this lap, as well as a epoxy fillet and the tape on the inside. We'll still be doing the tape on the inside, but because I'm doing the dynel, I don't need to really double it up. It'll do the same sort of structural action. There is a sort of set of things that you need to do before you get to this stage. We've got the bottom on. I beveled the bottom to take the chine of the second plank and set that on. I flattened out the lap of that chine plank, planed flat and flush with the bottom there. I've got, again, another lap that's ready to take that shear plank, but I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to do the dyneling first. I've laid out the dynel. One half is already wetted out and set to cure. Any holes, any pinholes, you want to have them filled with epoxy and filler. You want to make sure that your surface is nice and clean, vacuum it. You don't have to tack cloth it necessarily, but any little bits and stuff that get stuck under there, little pieces of wood, those will pop out, they'll really show. Lay it out nice and flat. I've taped off any edges where I don't want it to stick, so when I wet it out, I'll be able to come back with a knife actually and cut that. It's best to do that when it's still green, which is essentially hard but not fully cured, so a little bit flexible. That's the easiest time to come back with a box cutter or a razor and cut that edge. And then if you do have any kinks in the material like this, any folds, it is a good idea to try and get that out because it won't necessarily come out when you wet it out. So what I do is actually just hit it very lightly with a heat gun. You got to be really careful when you do that because it can melt it. So you don't want to just go crazy with that. Very carefully heat gun and sort of stretch the material as you're heat gunning it, and that will flatten it out. There was a big kink in it right here, and I was able to sort of flatten that out with the heat gun. If you want to cut away any excess, you can do that. I usually sort of just wait until I'm cutting it off. Excess dynel is very handy for cleaning up epoxy drips and that kind of stuff, so keep it around the shop. Process is pretty straightforward. If you've laid out fiberglass, it will be familiar to you. I am using the System 3 silver tip straight epoxy for this process. And the key with this stuff, with doing this, is making sure that you don't have any dry areas. So I sort of go until I know that it's dark. It's the color of the plywood. I have an area like this here. It's like a little bit light still. You want to make sure there's more epoxy on that. So as with anything else in the boat building world, there are plenty of ways to do this process. One thing you can do is sort of fold the dynel fabric back and pre-wet out your plywood, and That can be quite useful, especially when you're starting out, because like so you can see it kind of grabs the roller will sort of grab that fabric and pull it around. I'm keeping one hand down here on it to sort of keep it steady. You can do that. It can get a little bit annoying because if you lay it out and it's not exactly where you want it to be, then you try and lift it up and move it around when it's gotten wet, it will be really fussy. It'll lose its weave, it'll go all over the place, and it can wrinkle up and cause a whole lot of headache. Another thing that you can do is, instead of using a roller like this with the low nap cover, you can squeegee it on. I've found that doing it this way, you can really you can spread it out a little bit more easily than with the squeegee, and also the squeegee will pull the weave around. So if you're doing this for something like a deck, then that's not ideal. In this context also, you don't necessarily have to be super concerned about having too much epoxy in one place or another, because you are ultimately going to fill this weave. So just get it wet, get all the coverage you can. It's really important to make sure that you have a nice even and large radius on your chines. That will allow the fabric, either the dynel or fiberglass, to lay really easily on there. You do kind of achieve the same effect on the inside with an epoxy fillet. The fiberglass or dynel doesn't really like to stay cleanly on a sharp corner, so a heavy round on the transoms and an even larger one, more radius one on these chines is really important. And again, you can use, like you do with laps, you can use the striation of the plywood, the layering of the plywood, to allow you to visually make sure that you have a nice even shape to your radius. So you'll be able to eye the lines of it and check side to side and make sure it's even. And if you can't get a piece that's the full width, athwartships, you can make your tape line sort of 2/3 of the way down, and then you'll want to scrape and sort of feather out that edge so it's nice and even. You'll want to do that with the fiberglass tape as well. If you don't want to do this and take the time to do this, it is a lot of time and money in epoxy. You just go ahead and do that fiberglass tape on the chine, fair it out, and you'll be all set. There's plenty of boats that are plywood that have existed for many years without any treatment like this, dynel or fiberglass, and they've been fine. So it's sort of just a nice option if you can make it work. What I'll do next is come back when this is nice and cured. I'll hit this with a sander and flatten it out a little bit. I don't want to go too aggressive and just eliminate all the work I just did, but I do want to kind of knock off the top of the weave, and then I'll come back with a thickened epoxy. Mostly you're just trying to fill that weave and get it nice and smooth, so it'll take paint and won't be bumpy and weird, and we'll still have all that good abrasion resistance. So once you've got everything laid out, you can kind of go around. I use a chip brush where I cut off the ends of the bristles to have it nice and stiff, and I'll hit some spots that seem to be laying up. You can take a pair of scissors and cut and overlap things if the corners seem to be a little bit too hard. I'm just trying to get any possible bubbles to be nice and flattened out, and check all around your finished hull and your edges. I'm actually going to kind of just tuck that one, make it like a pleat, make sure it's nice and tight, and I'll scrape that off. Could have done a little snip there, but once it's wet, it's a little difficult to do that, so there we go. And it's not even back here, but what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the excess away, and then going by with a scraper and then sanding and feathering this up. I want to make sure I don't eliminate the coverage around the corner, but I will try my best to get this nice and fair so that when I come back and with filled epoxy to fill up that weave, I can get a nice clean line there, so you won't see when it's painted that it kind of stops and then suddenly is got that dynel. So you start out with laying out your dynel with unthickened straight epoxy, soaking it through, and then letting that cure, sanding that, and then coming back with a squeegee or rolled on very loose filled epoxy, and then a second round of maybe a little bit less loose. It's still pretty smooth and runny thickened epoxy for your third and final coat. Run it with a squeegee, roll it, whatever you need to do. But you're really trying to just fill that weave and not really add too much bulk to the plank, because that's weight and more stuff. You're going to be sanding off money, essentially, if you put too much on. On the transoms, I used a very sharp scraper and tried to get as much of a feather edge as possible without getting into that corner. I scraped that dynel back to about here, but then my filled epoxy does end up kind of spanning a wider area, so I want to get a nice as smooth as possible and clean line up to that dynel corner. And then you should have everything nice and smooth, peaks flattened out, valleys filled in.